Ride your enduro bike like a trials bike. Stick around, we'll show you a few tips. Greetings and welcome to Bike Guys Off-Road. Here I'm just riding a little section of rocks and brush that's behind my house, not far from my house, a couple miles behind my house. And I was just working on some technique back here. One of the things I've learned from riding trials is it's good to ride the same section over and over again until you are standing on your pegs, you're in balance, you're in control. And here's a little track I set up. It's kind of like a trial section up over this large table. Then we're going to go up this little bit of a ravine here. I'm walking in this video so I could slow it down enough so you could see what's going on. Up over this one rock edge. Up in between these rocks, and this shale rock that you see down there is actually quite slippery. Then we come up, and I'm going to use that sage on the left there to make my turn. Up onto another rock shelf. And this is about a 3-foot drop off of here. And so I just wanted you to be able to see what I was working on. So here's a point of view coming around off of that drop off. What I want to emphasize here is picking an area that may be difficult for you to ride and then figure out how you can ride it like a trials bike rider. So we approach it, stay on the pegs, let the front end drop down. We're down into the hill climb here. It's slippery, but I'm not spinning the tires. I'm not paddling with my legs. I'm not giving it big gobs of throttle. I'm just letting the motor torque up the hill, and we're going around. So it's just a small little loop, and those of you that have competed in trials know that the trial sections usually aren't terribly longer than that. But you see, we're trying to ride with control. I'm using throttle control, small engine RPM, and then using the clutch and balance. And you also notice in some of these pictures, it looks like I'm sticking my knees out and kind of cowboying around. And that's exactly what a trials guy does. Off-roaders learn to pinch with their knees, but trials guys kind of put their knees out a little bit so that they can roll back and forth on the pegs. So this is another little lead into an area. Steep, rocky downhill here. And this ground is very loose, it's very dry, and you'll notice that I'm not giving it a lot of gas. What I'm trying to do is to keep from spinning the tire. Anybody can just grab a handful and spin and throw dust everywhere and rocks everywhere, but try to ride with finesse and control. So on this little trail coming up, we got a surprise up here. All of a sudden we come up on this 3-foot high boulder mound. And you notice that I didn't stop. I didn't hesitate. I just let the bike lift up and roll over it. And that's how you can control those places like that. You got to be confident in your riding, and you get that by driving slow, not by going fast. Now here I'm just going down to another area just for some practice. This is an old Jeep road, comes down into a mining area on the back side of the hill. And you'll see here, I'm not trying to go at race pace or anything. This is probably a little comfortable trail ride speed for most guys. And I'm coming down, and we're watching for the rocks and things that have rolled down the hills, but you're looking ahead. Now, if you're an experienced rider, you're not looking right in front of my camera. You're looking down the trail to see where this trail goes. Now, see this rut here? It starts developing. It's on the right. We'll come around the mountain here, and then all of a sudden we're going to see what this rut turns into. This is up around an old tire that's up there. Now watch these ruts here. They get deep. And I'm riding on the edge of the mountain here, right on the edge of the trail, and that rut on the right is very deep. Now watch what happens when we get up here a little bit. That rut gets big and it doubles out. So what I'm going to do is get up on the ridge between the two ruts, and I'm riding down, and I've just went right through those ruts without falling into either rut, and either one would bring you to a stop because they're probably knee deep or deeper. There's that rut on the right again. And the idea is if you can learn to ride balanced, you're balanced on your foot pegs, you're balanced on your handlebars, and if you have to ride down a little ridge like that, you've probably seen some of the enduro guys run down logs or down beams and things like that. And that's all they're doing, is they're just keeping their balance. Now I'm surveying this hill here. It's very dry and very loose, and it's surprisingly steeper than it looks in the video. And I haven't been up here for a while, so I thought, well, maybe we'll just give this thing a go and see how it goes. So I'm going to jump over that rock ditch there that's in front of me. And I shift the bike to second gear. And you can hear I get right up on the power band so that bike can pull. And this hill is surprisingly steep. And as I approach the top, I'm still in second gear. Now I have to start fanning using the clutch as a torque converter to make it the rest of the way up. Now I'm going to go back down around that same area here, and when we get down you'll be able to look and see that hill in the mark. This area is surprisingly steep. The camera never gives it justice when it comes to steepness, and all the video guys will tell you the same thing. But you look back up there and you can see it's a pretty good hill. Now I've come around the hill. I'm just going around the mountain here, picked up another trail, and you can just watch as we pick our way up through this rocky section here. This area is pretty steep, but as I've ridden it many times, so I know what to expect. But those are good things to practice. Go out and ride maybe the same place a few times. Maybe pick up a 5-mile loop or something that you enjoy or is challenging. That's even better. Something that's challenging, and continue to ride it maybe 2, 3, 4 times. And each time just try to hit your marks exactly where you want to be and pick out the line that you like, and then practice it. Practice being on your pegs. Practice being balanced. Practice making nice, smooth, round turns so that you're not riding, flailing along with your feet dragging and rear wheels spinning and that. Learn to ride with a little finesse and control, and it'll improve your riding considerably, particularly when it gets difficult. But then all of a sudden you feel like you're in control, the bike's not in, you're not just hanging onto the back like dragging along. So anyway, enjoy the rest of this ride, and we'll talk to you soon.